The situation in West Asia has been a worrisome situation. We know that the situation is getting escalated, and the international community is hopeful that there will be a de-escalation. With me is Lebanon's ambassador, Dr. Rabie Narsh, to talk about the ongoing situation on the ground. Sir, welcome to WION. And my first question to you is, what does Lebanon makes of the ongoing situation? We have seen the attack by Hamas and then the retaliation by Israel. So what's your government's position on the development?
Actually, the situation is really worrisome and quite tense. But let me say something. Let's start with calling the things by their right names. The situation did not start on October the 7th with Hamas attack. The situation started long time before that. Started since the occupation of Israel to the Palestinian lands, and since putting 2.5 million Palestinians in the biggest open prison in the world. So, of course, as you asked me about Lebanon's position, of course we are calling for peace. We always call for a peaceful solution to the problem. But it is the other part, it's Israel who refused and kept on refusing all initiatives, all peace initiatives. So Lebanon's position is very well known. We are against escalation, against war, against attacking civilians, but we have to be fair, and we have to see the root cause of the situation, which is the occupation, the Israeli occupation to the Arab lands.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned about the situation of the civilians as well, but will you term the attack by Hamas, the terror attack by Hamas, as a terror attack? Will you condemn the attack as well?
This mindset of asking the host to condemn, well, like I said, this mindset has to change, especially with respectful media like WION and with veteran journalists like yourself, Sidhant. It's not about condemning. If we want to condemn, of course, yes, I told you, we condemn all civilians' casualties. We condemn killing civilians. Mm-hmm. But let's be fair and condemn, and I asked you, do you condemn Israel's attack on civilians? Mm-hmm. We have seen, like I said, Israel's attack is not retaliatory. Mm. These are, Israel's occupation is the cause, and what all Palestinians and every act of resistance is the retaliation, is the reaction. Mm-hmm. So yes, I condemn civilian killing, but and in this sense, I condemn in the strongest terms Israelis' mass killings, Israelis' ethnic cleansing, and on Gaza Strip. I condemn the carpet bombing, the leveling of whole villages and whole neighborhoods to the ground, of killing, of bombing hospitals. You have seen the Ahli hospital, and other hospitals, of bombing schools, targeting civilian infrastructures. Yes, of course, we do condemn this.
So how is Lebanon reaching out to the people of Palestine? You mentioned about the situation in Gaza. Are you sending some kind of humanitarian aid as well to the people of Gaza impacted by the Israeli bombings?
Notwithstanding our dire economic situation that Lebanon currently is passing through, but how could we send? We have no direct channel, and Israel has complete seal off of the Palestinian territories. Not to my knowledge that we're sending some humanitarian aid, but of course we are contributors to the international agencies who help, like UNRWA, who help the Palestinians, refugees. Of course we do. So now we have to see something so that you can understand the bigger situation, bigger picture. The societies in that region, the Arab societies, are so much interrelated. So there are relatives everywhere. That's why, when an attack happened on the Palestinian, maybe the Arab in Algeria, they feel that they are hurt. Like here in India, you are one country. So if something happened in South India, here in North India, you feel sorry for that, and you feel like you are concerned. So that's why, the attack in Israel, of course, concerned us.
So now moving from that situation to Lebanon, your country, it looks like, is going to be impacted. We have seen several advisories, especially by Western countries. We have seen advisory by Saudi Arabia as well, asking its citizens to leave the country. Do you see this situation a worrisome situation, or it is just rhetoric coming from these countries?
Of course, this is only normal in times of wars, and I'm sorry, in times of wars, we see all foreign embassies, they call for their nationals to be careful or to leave the country or not to visit that country, which is being attacked or under the threat of being attacked. So yes, I mean, it's normal. Plus, because I think the ambassadors there, the foreign ambassadors in Lebanon, they know well that Israel is a real threat, and when they say we might attack Lebanon, they can, because we have been subject to Israeli attacks for a long time, and many times they bombed Lebanon and they attacked Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
So the Israeli aggression is quite a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think I understand the foreign embassies calling on their nationals to be careful or to leave Lebanon. Unfortunately, but yeah, that's, I mean, because I think they know the Israeli intention.
Mm-hmm. Now, we saw the comments coming from Israel. They have said that Hezbollah is firing into Israeli territory. There might be a second front that might open in the north with Israel, Israel's north. And they have also said that there could be a second Israeli-Lebanon war. What do you make out of these comments?
It's not true that Hezbollah has initiated any attack against Israel. Hezbollah has been on defensive mode. Of course, I mean, I have told you the relation and the interrelated societies. So yeah, despite that fact that anybody in Lebanon or in the Arab world feels like they are concerned from the Israeli attacks on the Palestinians, despite that fact, Hezbollah didn't retaliate. I mean, didn't attack. But we are. I mean, of course, now there are some exchange of fires. They are on limited scale so far. They are controlled. Hezbollah mainly attack on our occupied land. They attack Israeli posts, but on the occupied territories of Lebanon. I mean, there are talks to keep the situation under control and not to get spilled into an all-out war.
So you mentioned about talks. Talks between which side? I mean,
the Lebanese government are in talks with the Syrian, with the Iranian, with Saudi Arabia, with the United States. I mean, they are, of course, they are diplomatic talks. Now, the situation in the region is like it's a race between diplomacy and war, and we hope that diplomacy will win.
Diplomacy will win is something that everyone is hoping for. But do you think that the situation can escalate very fast? Do you think that it's just waiting, that the situation could explode anytime? Do you fear?
Look, given the fact that our neighbor, the occupying forces of Israel, is armed to their teeth. They have weapons of mass destruction. They have nuclear weapons, and they have the intention of aggression. So yes, given these facts, so yeah, we are afraid that the situation might escalate. But no one knows which is the threshold or the trigger point of the all-out war. So we are afraid of that the escalation of the situation in Gaza, the unbearable casualties, and the numbers and the numbers of casualties is really something very worrisome. It's beyond imagination. So far, more than 6,000 Palestinians have been killed. Half of them are children and women. So yeah, I mean, no one guaranteed that the situation will not escalate. But like I said, the initiatives and the talks are there, and hopefully things will abate and the situation will be controlled.
So, particularly talking about the situation in southern part of your country, southern Lebanon, what is the situation like? We have seen visuals coming from those parts saying that people are very worried. If you can just describe or give us an assessment of the situation on the ground.
Of course, the situation is quite tense. Like I said, quite tense, quite worrisome. It is volatile. It's the people are afraid because they, like I said again, they have experienced Israeli aggression, and yeah, of course, they are afraid of being the targets of Israel. In 2006, Israel attacked a United Nations complex, where a kind of massacre happened. So yes, we are afraid. People in the south, not only in southern Lebanon, also in all Lebanon and the neighboring region. I mean, the whole region is worried about the escalation.
Any casualties in southern Lebanon?
Yeah, we have suffered casualties. We have one journalist unfortunately killed by Israeli direct attack, and we have also civilians, of course.
There is the presence of the UN peacekeeping mission as well, and there is the presence of the Indian peacekeepers as well. How safe they are and the role played by the UN peacekeepers, if you can perhaps talk about?
They are safe. I mean, I don't know if they are safe, like I said, because the United Nations, the Israeli, they don't save them. They attacked a United Nations complex in 2006. But they are, I mean, they played great role. And by the way, India participates in the UNIFIL, United Nations Interim Forces for peacekeeping forces in Lebanon. India has big contingent, about 900 soldiers, peacekeeping soldiers. They are playing, of course, a great role of diffusing the tension and to contact indirect talks between the Lebanese army and the Israeli side, of course, yeah.
We have seen a lot of mention of Hezbollah. What's the role of Hezbollah in terms of the ongoing situation, if you can talk about that? Because we all know that the Israeli side has said that because of the Hezbollah, the situation is escalating. Many say it's Hezbollah and Iran working in that part of Lebanon that is escalating the situation. What is the exact situation, if I can hear from you?
Well, Hezbollah is a Lebanese movement. They are Lebanese. Of course, it's not it's not a secret that that they have support from Iran, but their agenda is Lebanese, and they are resistant movement because they played a great role in attacking, in liberating parts of the occupied territories of Lebanon. It's a political party also. They are represented in the parliament and also indirectly represented in the government. So they are Lebanese movement. They are also resistance group. So they are armed resistance group. But then again, Hezbollah doesn't want any escalation on the border. But like I said, when the situation escalates to a degree, to an unbearable degree, which no one knows what is its cap, then the situation might, unfortunately, spill over into something that we don't want.
So you said in the starting that the Arab world is in a state of shock. If you can help our viewers understand how big is the ongoing development for the Arab capitals, how concerned not only Lebanon but the other Arab capitals are about the situation, particularly when it comes to the situation in Gaza.
Everybody is concerned. The whole world is concerned, actually, because war is bad. No one wants war, and all the international community calls for peace. In this same context, the Arab world, they call for peace. And by the way, the Arab states, the 22 Arab states meeting in Beirut, the summit of Beirut, the Arab League summit in Beirut in 2002, they put on the table a peace initiative, which is called Beirut Peace Initiative in 2002. With collectively, they said, we are ready to recognize Israel, have a normal relationship with Israel, diplomatic relationship with Israel, but in return of a Palestinian state and respecting the right of return of the Palestinians to their land. So this was unprecedented. This was historic move, historic initiative from the Arab world, the Arab states. But unfortunately, it has been refused by Israel. Since then, every year, this peace initiative is put on the table again, and Israel refused again and again. And if you see, Sidhant, the only solution that the whole world focuses on and the whole world agrees on is the two-state solution. Everyone in the world is with two-state solution. In every regional meeting or international meeting, this term always is there. India has been forever calling for two-state solution. There's only one state that refuses this solution, which is Israel. And how come? I mean, one state only refuses this peaceful solution, and till now, their word is respected. I mean, till now, we don't have a Palestinian state, because one state that consider themselves above international law and beyond all standards, they keep disrupting this initiative, this peaceful initiative, and that's why for now, Palestinians have no state, have no place, I mean, no sovereign state, and that's the main problem.
So now coming to the Indian position, how do you see Indian position over the ongoing development? As you rightly pointed out, India has been reiterating the two-state solution, but also has extended humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. When it comes to the attack by Hamas, condemned that as well. So what do you make out of the Indian position?
India is a peace-loving country. India has a great role to play in the international arena, and India has so far been playing a great peaceful role and constructive role in the international arena. On this subject in particular, India has always been calling for two-state solution. They call for a peaceful, sovereign, defined state of Palestine, living in peace next side by side with the Israeli state. But like I said, the only country that is against this solution is Israel. And unfortunately, we don't have so far, I mean, we haven't seen this solution implemented. So India, yes, India has been playing a role. India has historic friendship with the Arab world. Particularly, they are staunch supporters to the Palestinian cause, and also they have a friendly relationship with Israel. So that's why India is entitled, and they are, I mean, qualified, and they are doing a great role and playing a great role in this conflict.
And do you see Indian role in de-escalating this ongoing situation, reaching out to both Israel and Palestine? India has good relation with the two sides.
Yes, of course. I mean, there should be, I mean, not only from India, from the international community, there should be more pressure on Israel. Because what we've seen is really madness. To give Israel free ticket to bomb and to kill the Palestinians is not fair. India has been calling on Israel to self-restraint, but I believe that more pressure can be done on Israel to cease fire and for the cessation of hostilities, all kind of hostilities in Gaza and I mean everywhere in Palestine, the occupied territories of Palestine.
And do we expect some kind of conversation between the Indian leadership and the Lebanese leadership? I'm asking this because the Indian Prime Minister has spoken to the Palestinian leadership, the Israeli leadership, and the Jordanian leadership.
We are in touch with the Indian Ministry of External Affairs through the Arab ambassadors collectively. There hasn't been yet any direct contact bilateral contact between the Lebanese side and the Indian side, but of course the channels are open, and anytime we can see such channel established.
So collectively, the Arab ambassadors here in Delhi are reaching out to the.
Yeah, of course, we are in direct contact with the officials in the Ministry of External Affairs, and they also together we have been playing a good role. And yeah, India has, like I said, India has always have open doors to all peaceful initiatives.
So my last question before I let you go, do you sense, what's your assessment that will there be the Lebanon-Israeli escalation, given that the border is virtually on fire and we have seen, as you pointed out, people have died, including journalists. Do you sense a further escalation?
We hope not, of course. Like I said, we have always been calling for peaceful solution to the conflict. We have experienced war, and we know what war means. We know the devastating repercussions of any war. It's not a cakewalk. And the Israeli side should know also the same, because the war will affect badly, not only Lebanon, will affect all the regions and will affect Israel badly. So we hope, and we are calling for peaceful solution to the conflict, and not to reach that point of direct conflict between Lebanon and Israel. Like you said, let's end with a hopeful note that peace will prevail and this madness from the Israeli side will end.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure speaking to you and get your perspective as well. We here in WION have been reaching out to all sides, and it's great to speak to you. Thank you so much, sir.
And, thank you.